What up, bro?
What up, gangsta? How's this lighting? Is it all right?
Yo, you have fairly decent lighting. You look like you got lighting tonight. You don't look
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm having kind of technical issues, but I'm trying to avoid sending this computer in to Mac, But I'm having all kinds of technical issues, and it's tripping, Hello, Tracy. What's up, Trey?
What up?
What up, Trey? What up, Trey?
Boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, today was a long day, man. Long day.
Curtis, what's good? What's good?
What's good, man?
Your world, great one. That's my guy, man. Curtis, when you coming up to chop it up with us, man? When you gonna come chop it up with us? Curtis said, I ain't messing with y'all, man. You better back up with that stuff.
What up, Tempest?
What's good? What's good?
You working? Yeah, Trace, I'm about to join you in there, Trace, in a minute. In a couple of hours, man, I'm going to be doing the same thing.
Make sure y'all chime in because, this conversation is going to be all over the place. Because we are literally just chopping it up,
Yeah.
We are chopping it up. Yo, my computer is bugging, bro. Like, things are moving fast. Things are moving slow. Yo. Some Goodfellas. I'm searching for some abandoned properties. Soon Goodfellas. I'm searching for some abandoned properties. Yo, that's that real estate move. That's what it is.
Yeah, ain't no question about that. Yep.
Charles, man, how was your weekend, man?
Yeah, it was all right. I work a lot. I work almost believe it or not, I work like every weekend, which it don't seem like that, but I do actually.
So that's how you are able to go to Africa at the drop of a dime.
Yeah. I work on the week. I technically by schedule, I'm supposed to work 3 weekends a month, but it doesn't always feel like that because sometimes, say some Saturdays, I get off like 7 in the morning. So technically that's considered working the Saturday, but I'll have the whole Saturday free. I got off 7 in the morning, and then I won't go back to work. Maybe say that Sunday to 3 in the afternoon. So I don't really lose my Saturday like that, but every weekend. But
Melly Mel, while you talking, just want to say what's up to Melanie.
Yeah.
Welcome
what's
back.
What's up, Mel?
Welcome back, Mel. It has been a long time. And Charles was saying that he works 5 weekends out the month.
I think Mike might be still in Cali.
Yo, he might be in Cali. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Mike's still in Cali.
Might be in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, Melo on the beach in that picture. It's something I can't see it really. Or he might be in Cali.
Yeah. Yo, you see, your man got 60 years today for killing Nipsey.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know how he ducked a life sentence without with that, but you know, even shit like that is crazy.
That was something else, you know.
Well, you figured, especially like, I mean, you killed. I don't know. It's hard for me to judge. I don't know how popular Nipsey was to some people before he got murdered versus
Right.
how familiar. Yo, I personally think that Victory Lap album was the best album that I think it lost to Cardi B in the Grammys that year.
Mm.
Yeah, that Victory Lap album, that was his first studio album.
Right.
Yo, that Victory album was incredible, kid.
Oh, absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
Victory Lap album, Nipsey Hussle had that when he got killed. Yo, that album was incredible, kid. That's one of them old school, like whole entire song could just play behind each other.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah.
song you could just play that. Yo, like you don't even got to select a song. You just play it.
Just go. Yeah.
Let the whole album stream, man. That
Yeah.
album was incredible, man.
Nah, no doubt. I definitely was tuned in. Even though I was up on him, that album in particular was the one that was just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know. So,
yeah.
I mean, I still what is it, Blue Laces, man. I think I play that joint number 2. Like I think I play that joint. I don't know, man. That was like my joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's
that's one of
unfortunate
my.
though because it's crazy. Like hearing that joint, unfortunately, like I associate it. I try not to associate it with, his passing, but just some of the stuff he's talking about in that record and just the vibe on that record, man, it's just so crazy.
And the
Yeah,
soulfulness of it.
yeah, man.
That's
Yeah.
why I like that kid Millie's, man. I don't know if you hip to Millie's, right?
Millie's.
Yo, you spell
Millie's.
it, yeah, Milliyz. He signed with Jada Kiss to So Rapsy. Yeah, it's a white kid. He out of
Oh no,
Cambridge,
no, I'm up
Massachusetts.
on him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It took me a minute. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
son, my man is incredible too, man. Lyrically, he's fire.
King, thank you.
He's fire.
Lyrically, yeah, he goes in. Thank you.
What's up? What's up?
Even without the edge up, got to get it right.
Yeah, Dabby, why your screen's so small? Oh, it's a whole story behind the small screen.
Y'all gonna be nice to me, You're gonna be Curtis. You're gonna be. Well, Curtis, just for clarity, my computer is really jacked up and like it's been like going crazy, and I don't know what to do. And so now my camera went out, a little while ago. I had to get the battery replaced. And on MacBooks, man, everything is just like it's a gut punch. You know what I mean? But I don't think I want to get the camera replaced. So now that I said it, like the camera is like, yeah, well, don't get me replaced. You're not going to use me though. You're not using me for your live. You want to talk to Charles, you better talk through the skinny iPhone. So yeah. Now I could do like the little wide angle thing, but like there's so much going on in here. It's just so that's why the screen is so small. And I won't put Kia's statement back up. Thank you so much again.
Kia's Kitchen.
Kia's Kitchen. Thank you so much. You almost made me forget that Curtis was talking about my screen a second ago. I don't know. Just because we live, you ain't got to be live, Curtis said, yo, what's up with that screen?
Yeah,
you can't even say you gotta address it. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
He just called me out.
Yeah. You can like hear that. You can hear that question like live. Like, yo, damn son, why your screen so small?
Curtis is messing the game up tonight, man. Come on, Curtis. You know, I'm self-conscious about my screen, Curtis. You know what I mean? Everybody can't have the wide screen, 70-inch TV. Yo, you know what's crazy? Back when we was growing up, like if you had like a 25 or a 30-inch, not like a 30-inch TV, maybe a 40, like a 40 was like, yeah. It's all love, man. It's all love. Kristen, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing? But yo, dude, like some of these TVs now, dude, they just, I don't really get it. Maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I just have never had a house so big that, like, 100-inch TV or something. You got like a 90-inch TV. Charles, you look like one of the dudes that have like a 90-inch TV, man.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Actually, I don't even watch TV, kid, except sports.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Big screen TV for your sports? Like a big one?
Yeah. Nah.
Okay.
I mean, I got a nice size. I don't even know what this size is and over in the room right there. But nah, man, because I be trying to catch them like last year I watched the whole BMF series, which is probably the only series I've ever completed so far.
You're not on the new one yet? The new season?
Nah, you know what? I keep saying I was gonna watch it. And it's crazy because yesterday I actually pulled it up on my thing and on my streaming joint, and it was there for me to watch season 2, and I said, I gotta sit down and start watching season 2, but I still didn't watch nothing yet. I haven't watched. I watched the whole season 1, but yo, I'm gonna tell you how out of TV it is, kid. I've never seen an episode of Power. Yo, not one episode. I've never seen an episode of The Wire.
Nah, hold up, pause.
Yeah, word.
Go ahead and
yo, I have never seen a Marvel. Yo, the only Marvel movies I've ever seen, all of that stuff, is the Black Panthers 1 and 2. I've never seen none of those Marvel movies. Yo, I think I've seen only one Fast and Furious out of like 7 of them.
Yo, like, you proud of this? Like, I mean, what are we doing?
Nah, man? Yo, you know what though? I've never, even growing up though, kid, even growing up as a kid, I never was a big TV watcher. Yo, I used to read a lot. Mm-hmm. Yo, like I used to be like in the book clubs when I was starting young when in Mount Vernon. Back when Mount Vernon used to have the book clubs at the library and stuff. So like ever since elementary school, when I was in the book clubs and stuff, man, I always read. I did more reading than TV watching my entire life.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. You need to go on and catch up on season 2. It's only like a few episodes in. Like, you know what I mean? I'm also going to suggest the last, you know what I'm saying? What, The Wire, Charles?
Yo, let me tell you, man. You know how long I keep saying I'm going to watch The Wire? Because I have never, ever heard anyone say that that's not one of the best shows ever.
It is legitimately one of the best shows probably in TV history, and it's definitely probably the best as far as series. Legitimately. Now, let me say it like this: for anyone that's into any type of urban watching, but it's not just an urban watching type show. It's like there's so many different things happening. But The Wire, man, I wouldn't trade that in for nothing. You know what I mean? I wouldn't trade that in for nothing. Regine, what's going on? Mike, what's up, man? What's up?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something that you gotta watch sort of simultaneously. We might not see you for a month, but if you watch these 2 shows, you might go get an 85 or 90-inch TV finally. Mm-hmm. But if you put on The Wire and you put on Snowfall, it's an overdose. No pun intended. Yo, like Snowfall is, in my opinion, the new Wire. It's the 2023, well, not 2023, but for when it came out till now, it's like really like the updated version of The Wire. You know what, dude? I'm looking down talking and I'm forgetting to look up because I'm looking at the 2 screens because I'm all jacked up. So let me look up here so I don't look too crazy looking down here. Breaking Bad, yes. Breaking Bad is a monster. You never saw that one either? Breaking Bad is one of the best too. Yeah, Breaking Bad is one of the, and yo, I'm gonna tell you something else that's crazy that you probably never even thought to look at. Guess one show, like right off the gate, like yo, you never thought to look at it, Charles. Never. Game of Thrones.
Oh
Game
yeah,
of Thrones.
Yeah, I never saw that either.
Bro, I didn't watch it neither.
Yeah.
Yo, I ain't watching neither. You know, wait a minute. We got other people up here saying what they haven't watched. Okay, we got Tia said Breaking Bad is a good one. Yeah, Breaking Bad, Charles. Also,
I don't even know what it's about.
Well, this is the beauty of our show. We're live.
Yeah.
that's the beauty of our show. We can talk about it live. Yo, I didn't want to watch Breaking Bad because I heard people actually comparing it to The Wire. And you know, I'm a hater. I'm like, man, nothing compared to The Wire. Whoa. Bro, Breaking Bad is, I can see how people would compare that to their Wire. I'm gonna say it like that. It's unbelievably gangster. The things that happened in Breaking Bad could have happened, you know, and gangster. And Mike, we're gonna definitely talk about that, man. Listen, man, Snowfall, man. Come on. What did Larry Saeed say? He said meth. Yes. So Breaking Bad is meth. Snowfall is crack. And weed. And The Wire is just. The Wire is okay. Let me put it this way: The Wire actually pins. It shows you the inner workings of what the cops go through, like the city council and the mayors go through, the drug dealers go through, and the community go through. So it's basically four main actors that you're seeing. And each season has just basically a different theme. You know what I'm saying? I want to read what Saeed wrote. What'd he say? They say Tyler Perry stories are wait. They say Tyler Perry stories are all the same when it comes to scripts. Should we be saying that about 50 shows? They say if it isn't broke, don't fix it. All of his shows are the same. I call them a copy on a smaller level of Donald Goines. We are still into drugs, sex, and hip hop, but we cry about the shit in the streets. Well, Saeed, let me ask you a question, Saeed. If you could just put yes to these answers, it'll help me to understand, you know, just a little bit deeper. Saeed, did you watch The Mac when it came out? Did you go to the movies to see The Mac? Whenever you come in, did anybody see The Mac?
Yeah, I mean, I've actually seen The Mac. I believe I saw The Mac. That's an old school, like my mom's in them age.
Right.
Movie,
Well.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm doing that on purpose because a lot of the cats, Larry said yes. A lot of the cats that are like Larry's a little bit older than me. So Larry, you know what I mean? Like he's like a big bro. So he's probably like
Superfly, yeah, I saw Superfly.
Yeah, Superfly, yeah, all of that. You know what I mean? All of those movies from that era. So if we want to talk about like The Wire, to me, we got to talk about those movies in that era. And we have to be honest about it because there was a lot of old cats out there that probably never wore bell bottoms and had an afro or walking with a cane. And then these movies come out and then dudes is out there walking with their cane and the afro and they talking like this, hey, baby, because, it's powerful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, even though the narratives are hard, and I do understand, like, sometimes seeing the same type of thing, the violence, the sex and everything, I get it. But a good show is a good show. You know what I mean? That's all I want to say. A good show is a good show. And, and Curtis said he even saw Superfly. Curtis is young, man.
He said he saw the new Superfly.
He's right about that. Introduced us to the real world of crack and politics.
Yeah.
And
but like he said with that Donald Goines, I remember those Donald Goines books, man. I read so many of those Donald Goines books growing up, man.
Yeah, I didn't really read
that Donald Goines, the Iceberg Slims.
Iceberg Slim. Maybe about 5 years ago, I read like one or two of them. I think, I got like his autobiography or something like that. And, so what I'm trying to say is, as far as the visual era, it's obvious that, these things are not good for us, you know what I mean, as far as like the overall narrative, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna show you. This is how I look at it, and it's unfortunate, but you have more black guys trying to be the Godfather, not trying to be the Godfather, that was influenced by the Godfather as far as the mafia movies. And you had a lot of black guys, you know, or I'm saying black guys. I almost sound like I'm one of them.
Them black guys.
The black guys. you had a lot of melanated black people that were influenced by Scarface, for instance. I mean, like influenced, and I'm saying like it's all mirroring one another. And then when we get positive shows, most people don't watch. In my opinion, most people don't watch them. They just don't watch them. A lot of positive shows, a lot of people don't watch them. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's tricky, man. But I'll tell you.
How you feel about Tyler Perry movies? Because I've been in not rooms, but like conversations where, you know, a lot of people think that his movies are like harmful, so to speak. Like, you know, how they portray with Medea and that type of thing. I've heard people kind of say, I just thought of it because he mentioned Tyler Perry, where, you know, a lot of people feel a certain type of way about his movies.
I mean, he has a lot of movies that I actually, like in the earlier years, I liked. And it's not like I haven't been keeping up in more recent years, you know what I mean, to his movies. But, you know, he definitely had a few movies back then that I remember. Oh, I watched Good Times that I remember that, you know, were pretty good. I can see it both sides, honestly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can see it both sides. You know what I mean? What'd you think about Did you watch? Well, you don't really watch anything, so did you watch anything?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his movies, but you know, like, you know, with anything, man, especially when it comes to image, which is, you know, like we was talking about with the latest image was that whole photo thing, but that, yeah, whenever it comes to stuff like that, man, it's always gonna be you're always gonna have a lot of opinions back and forth. You know what I mean? Any type of thing that's influential, just like the music. You know, you have a lot of back and forth about the hip hop music. Obviously, you have a lot of different back and forth about the images that are shown, not just of us, but in general on TV and stuff like that. So anytime you have stuff like that, you're gonna have a lot of back and forth and quote unquote controversy surrounding it. But you know, I mean, like I don't even know how many of Tyler Perry movies I may have seen, man. Maybe, you know what, I've actually seen more of than things like stage plays with Tyler Perry than actual movies.
Okay, that's dope.
And I actually caught one where he actually couple of where, you know, he was in the play also, not just produced the play. But yeah, I just take it as like I understand the conversations of the imagery and stuff, but you know, most of the time I'm just in there chilling and laughing. You know what I mean? I'm not dissecting it on that level.
No. I mean, there's definitely a lot of truth to how it influences people, music and the visuals. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I never try to, you know, downplay that when people talk about it. And I guess at some point, like I also probably, you know, was out there like, you know, just sometimes like advocating for us to like read more, or, you know, do something else more. But I mean, to me, it's sort of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because when we see a lot of positive stuff being done, or if there's positive things done, sometimes they don't, you know, they don't necessarily get the, you know, the accolades, or they slip under the, you know, under the thing. And then when we talk about something like The Wire, I mean, even though I know the imagery in The Wire can be like wow, it was, to me, it just like Mike said earlier, I believe it was Mike, it was very real. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see how for some people it could influence a little bit, but it didn't have like the same effect as like a Scarface where dudes were trying to go out and buy a brick, you know, like, later. So, you know.
And plus it's the element, like, you know, sometimes it's just easy to, and like I said, I never personally, I'm going to watch it, and I keep saying I am because I've heard so much good things about it. But, you know, like I said, I don't even know the characters' names in The Wire.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy.
Let me give you some backstory. The Wire is not only based on real events. They actually had some of the real people in The Wire that lived this stuff out.
Yeah.
The thing is, The Wire is based on this show called The Corner, and The Corner was based on the real lives of, like, this young man and his family that was like, everybody got strung out on crack, like the whole family, and that was the inspiration to some degrees for The Wire. You know what I mean? Not some degrees. It was completely the inspiration for The Wire. But also, like, the writers that wrote The Wire. I mean, they had, like, like heavy investments as far as, like, being cops and stuff like that. Baltimore, they were there. You know what I mean? So yeah, So did anyone watch the movie?
Watch the movie She Said? No, I never even heard of it.
She Said. Did I see She Said? I don't even know.
Is it new? Or is it old?
I saw, because some of this stuff I be seeing, but if I don't really like it, I forget I saw it type stuff. I might watch it and be like, what's that?
Yeah, I don't even. Yo, you know what, man? Because I'll be moving so much, man. Yo, this is probably the longest I sit still for this podcast.
Nah.
Yo, I'll be up. I'll be moving.
Damn, we both hitting it, bro. I hit it, you race. Yo, The Corner, epic. If you got Apollo TV, you can see The Corner. I think it's on there. Epic. It's sad, but there's so many lessons that can come out of it. It's not all just like, garbage. And go watch the movie She Said. Can I ask a question about She Said? Is it good? Because
she's saying go watch it. What Tia, what is it about?
She Said, yeah, what's it about?
Like, type in a little, I mean, so we could Google it, but let you
Yo, while she's typing that up, bro, listen. Oh wow, 15-year-old drug dealer. Oh no, that was well, The Corner was a 15-year-old. I don't know why. I'm getting jumbled up. Yo, bro, while she's typing it up, I stumbled on a movie that in 1,000 years I never would have watched. And I watched it and actually enjoyed it. I don't know if The Corner, absolutely. I'm almost embarrassed a little bit to say I saw this movie and liked it as much as I did, because I don't know what I was supposed to, But there's a movie called The Empire of Lights.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If anybody's seen The Empire of Lights, which I doubt anybody here is going to say yes, I'd be shocked. It just kept coming up on the thing. And I was on my computer editing. And I just put it on, bro. And yo, I actually really watched this movie. Oh, She Said it's about Harvey Weinstein. Whoa. Okay. Well.
Oh, okay. She Said.
Yeah, okay. I'll definitely, I'll check that out. I mean, that's that Harvey
Weinstein. It's a documentary then? Is it more like a documentary? It's not like characters acting it out, or or it's an actual documentary with the people who were.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I started that. I actually started, even though I didn't get through the first episode of that Bernie Madoff series.
Fire.
Yeah. I saw like half of the first episode, man, but then I never got back to it. But I keep saying I want to watch it.
Nah, you're gonna learn a lot, man. The way they did it, like, it was so, like, mind-blowing to see the process in which that they, how he did it. Because I never knew, how he did it. I never really paid attention to, how he did it. I mean, I just knew that he ripped off a whole bunch of people. It's a movie about what happened, not a documentary. Yeah, and yo, bro, he was locked up like 45 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got what is it in Butner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Damn.
Butner is also because it's a medical federal facility.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. I know the judge played himself in the movie and he did things that, like,
yeah. Harvey was out there touching all of Hollywood, even country singers and shit. That's crazy. Be straight predator. That's crazy.
Straight predator. Yeah, straight predator. I haven't. Has there been anything more about that situation?
Yeah.
I haven't paid attention.
But see, that's what those things like. Even when you say about The Wire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that. Like say like this documentary of like say a Weinstein or something. Like, you know, like it's easy because we hear this type of stuff so much. It's easy kind of to become desensitized to the actual things that the people are going through. Like when you hear of, and it's just like when I was talking about those cops in Memphis. And yo, one of the things I was just like I thought about in that situation, and these are the like stories, so to speak, kind of that you don't hear about. Is like I was like, yo, what if them cops got like wives, they got kids or whatever, you know? And on the surface, it's easy to be like, yo, I don't give a fuck, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, their wives and all of that didn't beat the dude to death, and their girlfriends didn't do it, nor do you even know if they condone like stuff like that, you know. Like, so I'll be thinking about stuff like that because those are the type of emotional aspects of things that you never see. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you know, like a kid get killed in the street, you always see like the you know, yeah, you'll always see the crying mother, man, but it's a lot of the emotional inner stories that go on that don't you know, that you don't really see. And I was like, yo, what was that conversation like? What is that household like now where you didn't came home? Like, just imagine you being a cop, a black cop, you coming home, not even that, well, not that you would do something like that, but imagine being charged with that, fired from your job, coming home to like a wife with a newborn. And I mean, yo, yeah, that's on you, but like the wife and the kids story, the emotional toll and impact that this is all taking on them. And these are like the type of stories you'll never hear. Like, yo, what was that conversation like? With like, yo, I beat a kid to death today at work and I'm fired and I might go to jail. I'm probably going to jail, not might. I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Once this video come out, because they knew it was on the video. Once this video come out, I'm going to jail. You know what them conversations must have been like in that house, man? And those are things like you'll never see. You'll never really see what that is. So unless somebody say was able to make a movie and you could really see the emotional toll that this is taking on not just the victim's family and not just the cop, but there's a lot of innocent people in the cop's family. Like, yo, like imagine having a kid. Imagine having a kid going to New Rochelle High School and his pops is a New Rochelle police officer that just beat a black dude to death. You know what that kid shit gonna be like, man? And for no fault of his own.
First off, Tashira, what's good with you? How you doing? Welcome back. Jock Beats, what's good, Jock? Jock, man, give me a call, man. Stop playing. Come on, Jocko, man. You know, hit me up, man. You know, we got to talk about some good things happening out here. But to your point, bro,
he said, yeah, that person.
Know what type of person you're dealing with.
I mean, you know, for the most part, that statement has truth in it, but yo, at the end of the day, man, yo, you know what I heard one time? I heard a statement that said between the closest of people, infinite distances will still exist. So you never know, man.
Yo, that's heavy.
You don't never know what anybody is capable of. I don't care how long you've been with them. Because look what people do. People kill their wives there for 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the person be like, yo, I never would have expected that. People kill their children. They do all type of shit, man, that you like you never expect them to do. Like, I never would have expected that. But that's because the reality is like, yo, you try your best, but you really know because you really never know how people are going to act in situations until they're confronted with those situations, man. And it's like, you know, you just never know.
No, I'm here with you, bro. I'm having to plug up or something. No, you don't. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having some.
Hold on 1 second. Hold it down. I gotta go grab something.
So now I gotta hold it down while I'm having. You see what I go through, y'all? Y'all see
I
that?
can still hear you though. I got my headphones
Yeah,
in.
you can hear, but yeah, bro, I'm going through some. We are horrible right now. Hey, blame it on us, yeah. We trying.
Yeah, we take turns having technical problems.
Yeah. I had a moment too. You know, I wanted to say this though. As far as like what people go through when they do that type of stuff. Hold on. Man, wait. Let me do it like this. He's giving us like the whole like pour, and this is the ice I'm putting in and all. Let me go back up to the comments really quick. I don't know. Mental illness is at an all-time high. And that's what it comes down to. So now I'm blocking my screen. Now it sounds like I don't even know how to read when I do know how to read. Yo, you gotta take your joint off, bro. I muted you. Oh, I got you. There you go.
Yeah. But what is it?
Yo, Jocko,
what is it?
It's not mental illness.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what do like mental illness is at an all-time high? Does that mean that more people are being diagnosed with it? That at an all-time high means that what does that mean? That more people are being born with it? Like, how do you compare it? Like honestly, like how do you compare it in relation to like there's more mental illness in 2023 than there was in 2020? Like, we could
I
you
believe
can
that.
measure like how do you measure that exactly? Like that it's more now than at any other period in time. What are you basing? What is that being based on? That there's just more diagnosis of it? It's the same thing like they did with the COVID testing. Like, yeah, if I test 1 million people versus if I only test 100 people, then you know what I'm saying? So if I test 1 million people, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more infections than if I test 100 people. So it's kind of like I don't really understand like when they say that like mental illness is at an all-time high compared to what last year, 2 years ago. Like what is it being compared against?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't have anything to technically compare it against, but I mean, I understand. I mean, I don't think that mental illness plays a part in everything. I just don't. Overall, like everything's mental illness, like because that's ultimately what I see happening. And I think we talked about it before, Charles. Sort of the weaponization of mental illness. When people really might be struggling with something, and some people they just was evil. Some people was just foul. Some people were vengeful. You know what I mean? Some people were just foul. You know what I mean? Disgusting. So I literally saw it today that a husband forgot his wallet, came back home to find his wife and his brother together. I have no idea how that fits into this conversation. Well, that's messed up. Now is that
No. I think Tia's comment is in relation to when I was like, yo, he's like, yo, you never know what a person might do, even when you've been with them forever.
Okay, I can see that. Once again, these cops had names in the streets. Once again, they knew their family knew reality just kicked in, and their family and loved ones. Saeed, actually, I'm sort of with you on this one. Like, these cops probably have been doing this crap for a very long time, or for whatever their career is. Them as a unit, they were doing this more than one time.
So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if none of them had a conscience enough to say, you know what, yo, man, yeah, I ain't doing this no more. Even just that, like, yo, I'm out of here. Like, I'm transferring. They roll with the punches. They had to know what they was gonna put their family through if they got arrested for assault and battery, let alone murder, or kicked off the force or whatever. I don't want to. Pardon me. I don't want to sound mean to their children or nothing like that. Never that. Or their families. Never that. Because people do make mistakes. But those cops, honestly, I don't like go like just put your head in the toilet or something. Just bye. You know what I'm saying? Like bye. Because I think all of them should get the death penalty. I know that's not happening, but
yeah.
Yeah,
no, definitely for them. But what I'm saying, that was a newly formed unit, and if you look at most of them, most of them have been on the force only like 3 years or less, 3-4 years. They're not like Now they may have been kicking butt since they joined the force. Ain't no doubt about that. I don't believe that was their first time. You know, they may have been selected for that unit because of what they were capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Who knows even the criteria that went in the selection of forming that unit. But, you know, I was looking like most of them been on the job since 2020. 2018. So there's a level of comfort. So that's why I think the culture of Memphis Police Department, not even just those 5 officers, is one of brutality because damn, like you only been on the force 3 years and you already like beating people to death. Like you're very comfortable with that level of beating somebody. Like this isn't chasing a suspect and giving him a little extra kick for making you run so hard. Like, yo, that was like, you know, that was like a lot of people thought. It seemed almost very personal. You know what I'm saying? Like it seemed like that's why rumors and innuendos about like, yo, the girlfriends and everything, I think were kind of believable to some people because of how personal it seemed, you know. But the reality is, man, like I can't, you know, I know in a moment of emotion or in a moment of anger, but I don't really know. I don't even really know what their families were like. I don't know, man. And I don't want to like, you know, I'm not gonna, I can't, it's just crazy to me to imagine like, you know, a family at home, like just being supportive of that. I think there's all type of hell going on in that household right now.
I think it's, yeah, I agree with you to a large extent, but I also think like even if they knew, they probably never in 1,000 years thought that the actions that they were being consistently able to do, empowered to do amongst one another, would lead to someone's death for anybody that's not as evil as they were. Because like, yo, look, man, you know, we don't have to reflect back on what we saw in that video. Like you're supposed to know the difference between right and wrong before you became a cop.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
supposed to know before you come in the difference between right and wrong. Like, yo, this is what we do. This isn't what we do. And the way they even tried to frame it, like he did something. You know, yo, like, oh, like, let me put up Curtis's. Yeah, listen. I mean, you can't get the badge and then be the super gang. Like, it's just one of those things. So ordinary civilians and just people who have, well, anybody that has rights, you know, they're gonna feel the same way. Now, Jocko said something a second ago, and he said, he said, uh, he said, Dad, you from New York. That could have very easily been a Larry Davis situation. Well, check this out, Jock. Charles is from New York also. And I'm gonna say this. We haven't had very many Larry Davis situations. If we're gonna be honest about it, but most people are not forced or put up to sell drugs for the cops like Larry Davis was. Or if it wasn't forced, at one time he was selling drugs with and for the cops. And the story was once he decided to get up out of there, they was like, nah, you go.
Uh-oh. Well, look like we lost Dev.
Damn it.
Can you hear me, Dev? Oh, there we go.
My phone rang, man. My phone rang. My phone rang. Can you hear me now? Because
yeah, we can hear you. Just couldn't see you.
Oh, okay. So this is what I want to say about the Larry Davis thing. Huh? What'd you say?
Audio Dev. Dev just took the throne.
I cannot take away from the
I've
throne.
lost the title.
No, you have not lost anything because you didn't have technical issues. You just was doing things. You did have technical issues. You had some technical issues. You had some technical issues. I'm actually video dev because this thing is jacked up. You know. What was I saying about? Oh, the Larry Davis joint. Look at what they did when they had the second coming of Larry Davis, and that had nothing to do with drugs. That had something to do with a manifesto, and he went after officers. They blew him up. They didn't shoot him. They blew him up. They used a robot and drove a bomb down to where he was at, and they blew him up. Perry J, what up, man? What's good, man? What's good? We tuned in last night, man. Even Charles was on Straight to Tape last night, man. Charles jumped in, man. The family was all together, man. Your cousin podcast was hanging out with the cousins. Let me stop cutting up. But if you look at the example they set, and now look at what they're doing in San Francisco, because now they're starting to roll these robots out. It's almost like what's the movie with Will Smith?
iRobot.
It's
called iRobot, ain't it?
Yo,
yeah,
I think so. Yeah, iRobot. Yo, they rolling the robots out.
Trace, Larry Davis was killed in jail. They did an interview. If you go do an interview with Vlad TV, kid Blue Boy, they actually interviewed a dude that killed him. Because the dude that killed him got out of prison. And actually, he's back in prison because he just shot somebody in New York after doing about 30 years or something. But they have a Vlad. Yeah, I just read that not too long ago. But they got a Vlad TV interview. I think the kid name is Blue Boy or something. He was the dude that actually killed Larry Davis, and they interviewed him talking about that.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah, he was released though. The kid that did that was released from prison. He did about 30 years in prison. I think he went to jail like 17. But since he's been home, he's back in there. I think he shot somebody. I read something about like he shot somebody or something.
Larry Davis. Oh, let's talk about this really quick. Who's old enough to remember when Larry Davis hit? I know, Charles, you was there. I was there. Yeah. Jocko was there. Saeed, where you might have been in Jersey at the time. Mike was there. Tracy was there. And then, I don't know, as far as the world, I don't know how far it really reverberated because, we didn't have it just was a little different. But I really thought Larry Davis, who was in the Bronx, could be running anywhere between New Rochelle, Connecticut, New York City, and he was going to shoot up everything. And it wasn't even because of us not knowing the power of the media. That wasn't it. What it was they painted this dude to be such a monster that anybody could get it. It was like oh man, Larry's coming. Almost like Omar's coming, Larry's coming. So when you find out that they actually tried to kill him, he defended himself. He got out of there. And then they made him to be the worst thing ever in the history of whatever. And then you find out that he was actually working with them. He was selling drugs for them. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know, man.
The cop in Cali, Tracy, that's who got blown up. Tracy was asking you who got blown up.
Look up Chris. Is it Chris Donald? Let me see. It's Chris
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris Donner. No, was it Chris Donner? No. Wait. Yeah, Chris Donner. Chris Dorner. Yo, that dude, if you can study that, but look at what they're gonna do. And this is the thing that sits in people's minds as far as you make this decision, we're gonna blow you up now. We're not shooting, we're gonna blow you up. And if we really want to be realistic, we can take it back to the MOVE organization in Philly.
Yeah.
They dropped a bomb. They dropped a bomb from the sky on people and children, and they burnt the whole neighborhood down. And I met Ramona Africa. I actually met her and got to sit with her at Blacknificent Bookstore back in Raleigh many years ago, back in the 90s. And when she told that story, when she told the story of them being under the house, how they had tried to surrender, and every time they would come with either anything that looked like to surrender, they were letting off shots. They killed children, they killed men, and the one dude that actually was able to get out, there's a famous picture and video of it. He walked out with his hands out. Yo, they beat yeah. So when we look at the history of policing in America and we think about these things, What are you left with? Like for your deductive reasoning, like what are you left with as far as changing the culture?
Well, that's the hardest part, man, is that even if you individually change people, you know, like you could lock up, you could literally lock up like 3,000 cops right now for everything. Yo, did you see the video of that NYPD lady cop? How she pushed that dude?
Yo, I saw that. But why did she push him?
I don't know. She said she was tired of him running his mouth. I guess he kept asking the other cop. But what I'm saying is the dude was talking to one cop, and that cop wasn't even that aggressive. He looked like he couldn't understand English at all. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking, and then the lady cop just walks over to him. Like, yo, that's the first thing that bugs me out, right? Is like you're clearly talking to somebody that doesn't understand your language, and you're expecting them to respond to language they don't understand. That's the first thing that's crazy to me. Just like, like when they break down the Tyree Nichols case, like, how do you expect me to follow 70 commands simultaneously when some of the commands are direct opposite of the one you just gave me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you want me to sit and stand simultaneously? It's impossible, even for the best of us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just, that culture of it just doesn't change, man. But it's part of American culture. You know what I'm saying?
It's American culture. And you know what? No one has been able to tell me the right way to interact to this moment. And here's what's funny. I really don't know how to tell anyone the right way to interact neither.
Of course.
Because we can do everything. You know, this was what caused that big stir with Teixeira weeks ago, about just compliance. You can still comply to the letter. And depending on how that officer's feeling, or a set of officers, you can lose your life. You can lose your life. And so how are you not going, Teixeira is love. Teixeira is love. Teixeira, listen. It's love. It's love. I'm just talking about compliance, Teixeira.
Come on, Diamond Girl. It's
Teixeira,
all love. It's all love, Diamond Girl.
It was, it's love. Like, but I mean, but I think it was a good learning moment for a lot of us because, I ain't said that one. But Teixeira, you was on the show and you one of our guest hosts. And when you come on, the ratings
she's
go
talking
up.
about now when she put
you
the
come on, the
emoji
ratings is going to 34. You know what I mean? Right now. It's boop, 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 Yeah, but leave Teixeira alone because she's gonna be mad at me.
Teixeira's my favorite guest.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. She's something else. Mike, to Mike's point, you're right about the surveillance cameras. But I'm gonna tell you something. When I think about all of the people who didn't have surveillance cameras, when I think about what just happened in Raleigh, like maybe 2 miles away from St. Aug, and they basically tased the dude to death. Now the video footage is coming. Now everybody's starting to talk about it. This thing is moving so weird, bro. I don't want to have to get a computer, bro. This computer's bugging. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. All depends on the cop and the day, the mood they in. All factual.
Yeah.
All factual. And Teixeira said, I ain't said not one word. One word. She just said about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Teixeira, I'm messing with you. Teixeira's love. I don't want you coming on here and barking on me. At the end of the day, what we have to realize is they are human just like anyone else with emotions and all kind of stuff with a license to do whatever they pretty much want to do. And that's where the problem comes in. Well, Jocko, I'm going to say it like this. I agree with almost everything that you said. I mean, what you're saying is valid. So let me not say I'm disagreeing, but all I'm going to say is it's also their profession. So it's like, I know it's a double-edged sword, but ultimately we have proof that even if you do exactly what you're told to do, you can still get duffed out. You can still get broken up. You know what I mean? Trey, you ain't going nowhere, Tracy. You hanging with us tonight. Come on, Trey.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like what Mike said here, yo, I'm telling you, I don't know how much if you watch the news, you're basically gonna get like your local news, and you're gonna get like worldlier news if you watch like MSNBC, MSNBC, and that type of stuff. But I got this news break app. You can set it to send you stuff from all over the country or whatever. It doesn't have to be localized. It could be national. You could set a specific area. And let me tell you, man, there's a battle out there between cops and robbers, so to speak, man, because there's so many police shootings. And honestly, that go both ways, that go both ways. That's going on out there, that it's actually happening, I think, even more than what people think about, because it's not like these big video cases and this and that, and you just see, man, like, Texas, New Mexico, Arkansas, places that you barely even heard of in America, that you don't even think about, like, every day what's going on in Arkansas, Nebraska, Pennsylvania. They just killed some deputies in Pennsylvania. When they get killed a lot, going to them domestic disturbances. That's when they get shot at a lot, man. Like traffic stops and like going to respond to domestic violence call, man, seem to be like the two most deadliest things, man, because a lot of time the crook trying to get away, man, he ain't really trying to have a shootout. He trying to just get out of there. But when they go to them domestic calls, or sometimes dudes, especially in the backwoods somewhere, man, them dudes be trying to light them cops up when they come to the house.
But you know something? A lot of the times when they go to those calls, especially, I mean, in those rural spots and stuff like that, a lot of those people, one, they don't respect them on any level. And they've never been, in my opinion, most of them have never been in a situation where they ever had to fear them, or they ever felt feared by them. You know what I mean? Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Their interactions with them are minor. So now, I'm this flag carrying American, gun toting American, and you coming on my property. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pull me over. You're coming on my property. You have the nerve to do this. The mentality is 1,000,000% different. It's just different, but also the experiences are 1,000,000% different. You know what I mean? So, Curtis said, so is it good to fight back? I mean, if it wasn't a cop, would you? I do think people should fight back. And I know I catch help with saying that. But I also think it's like people are being forced to being primal in a lot of situations. It's different if they go and they come in just to serve you a warrant, because you got to go to court for something and you decide to light the cops up. Literally, like, not even a half a mile from where I'm sitting at right now, a man got killed in his house because he faced off with them and they killed him. But again, they going to, to investigate whatever. And by what's being said, he just lit him up. You know what I mean? And so let me answer that question to Sarah, because I was actually going to get to that. Again, I am pro do everything by the book. All right? Turn the lights on. Put your license up on the dash. Have your hands up on the board. Yes, officer, no officer. Yes, sir, no, sir. I'm all for that. But when George Floyd died and we did our shows, one of the things that I said, and I'm a whole steady on this. It's one thing if officers are doing what they're supposed to do. But God forbid you driving by and you see me with handcuffs on, with a knee on my neck. Like, please help me. That's what I said on the show. And some people were like, oh, it was like a up and down type of reaction. And I'm like, yo, do what you have to do to get him off of me. And I said, in turn, if I ever see the same, I will do the same. And people are like, what does that mean? And you promoting violence and stuff? I'm not promoting violence. There was a little kid that just got body slammed under the car by an officer. And his face was down, and the officer had his knee basically on the back of his head. I just don't see in that situation how somehow remotely, I wouldn't have just tried to just help. I'm just going to say it like that.
Yeah.
you got to understand something also. Not everybody is as timid. In other countries, it gets crazy sometimes because it's not when the cops are rightfully doing their jobs. I'm saying if a cop is obviously doing something wrong, and I don't know what that is, I'm not going to be stupid enough on a live to say, what I think people should do or not do. But don't think that I don't have officers that I'm connected to and cops that I talk to that we don't have these hard discussions. We do, because I'm like, not everybody is built the same way. And some people might literally be trying to do exactly what's right to save a life. So Tashira, if you're
in
willing,
actuality, the cops aren't they? Because you know what, like with that assault thing I saw the other day, right? When the cop walked up and just pushed the dude. I mean, like, yo, she just shoved the hell out of this dude and everything. And I was like, all right, well, she just got herself fired and probably arrested. But I was saying that, man, I thought that they had have some type of laws in certain places where like the cop is obligated to intervene or to step in, like when they see one of their fellow officers. Because you basically, like, to me, that's what I was saying. When this lady just, like, she walked over to him, he wasn't even talking to her, he was talking to another cop like this, and she came out the side and shoved the hell out of him into the cars and everything. And I was like, yo, like, now one of the officers, you could see him like tell her like, yo, chill. But yo, you have an obligation, like you literally just witnessed somebody commit a crime. You know what I'm saying?
This is the point. I'm looking right here, and Tashira said, "Fight back, Hal." And then my Jock said, "Man, listen, fighting the cops is like trying to fight the government." And then Mike said, "Sadly, you can't win a fight." Why is this thing shifting, man? This thing is bugging. Sadly, you can't win a fight against the police. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I think to some degree things are changing, but I also think that there's a whole bunch of examples out there that ain't never gonna make the news, where people made decisions in real time to save people when the officers were very, very, very wrong in what they were doing. Too many times when we have these conversations, it's almost like people are saying, if there's a lawful arrest, you should just jump in and do some. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when there's an abuse of power and you blatantly see that something is going wrong, just understand, if you look at history, and I'm real careful on what I say on these things because they come back sometimes to bite you in the butt. And then sometimes if we talk on here, some of my friends might contact me and be like, yo, when you said this, did you mean that? I'm like, people can take the interpretation for whatever they wanted to take. But let's not act like cops don't get fought. Okay? Let's just be realistic. We might not have the Larry Davises and the Chris Dorners of the world, but let's not act like cops don't get fought. What we're ultimately saying is this. What I'm ultimately saying is this. It shouldn't be, well, Charles says it all the time, but I'm actually echoing it. It shouldn't be my responsibility to act irrational if you're breaking my arm in one spot and then you literally are choking me out in the other. Your survival instincts are going to kick in. And the thing that what I'm saying is people have,
and you don't want me to move while you're doing it.
Yeah. So basically, I don't see how we could just in good conscience just say, hey, if we're witnessing a cop just murder somebody innocently, we should stand by and watch. I'm not from that school of thought. And I'll tell that to any cop, anybody in the world. I'm not from that school of thought because you're the trained professional. And if you're not the trained professional, you still have to be held to some type of accountability for your actions. But that doesn't mean that you just have a free license to just kill people. I'm talking very specifically about when officers are doing things that we know they're not supposed to be doing. We know they're not supposed to be doing. Now, I'm also say this, and y'all can take it how you want to take it. I've been in situations where cops have been fought, and I'm going to leave it at that. And that's not big talking nothing. I was young once, and my friends were young once. Matter of fact, it's documented what one of my friends did. This like video evidence of what happened when the cops did something and they were wrong, the way they went about it. But see, I understand it's a different time. And I'm not saying anybody should just be outwardly just going and attacking cops. So I don't want to hear none of that stuff. But I am saying, like, where is the line where when you see them clearly doing something wrong and harming somebody, Where's the line when that's drawn? That's all I'm saying. So to anybody that has that type of conscience or whatever, but I'm saying it so it's understood. I have been in those situations. And I'm not saying it like I'm proud of it. I'm not saying it like that. But I'll tell you this much, it didn't happen the way it could have happened. And I thank God for that. Because it's not like if people are reacting in a situation like that, the thing that they're thinking is, yo, like right now, like he just pull out his gun. We already know they can pull out their gun and shoot you. The catch becomes when they feel the same type of energy that they're given. And that's the part that nobody wants to talk about. And I'm not encouraging violence. And believe me, I have a sister that's an officer, and I don't talk about that because I don't ever want it to be a thing. If I say something now, it's pinging off of her. She knows exactly how, because I talk to her about this stuff. And I don't talk to, it's not like, yo, when you get out there. Nah, what it is I can only imagine what your job is like being a good officer when you know other officers are doing stuff that's reflecting bad on you. That's where our conversation starts. Because her decorations and what she's been able to do, I salute her in that right. But why I gotta talk good about bad officers? Like why are we so weak with our voice that we can't call shit out that we see? Like, come on, man. Like, some of us are built different. Some of us really legitimately don't want to see people get hurt. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm old now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not young anymore. But please understand, in my history, there are things that have taken place where certain things just didn't happen on the watch of the people that was there. And I salute all of the people who was willing to stand up when we saw something that was wrong. We knew it was wrong. And we used our voice. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But don't think things don't happen. They happen. We don't want them to happen. But it's up to that culture to be changed. It's not up to the civilian to be changed. We're not criminals. It's one thing if you're doing something, like, yo, if you run up in here, you come out with your gun, it could be a shootout. Did Tyree Nichols have a gun? Did Tyree Nichols come out and pull out a 4.5 or whatever, and he start going? Did he have a gun? Did George Floyd, when they searched him, did they pull out a gun? Did Tamir Rice have a gun? I mean, we got to stop, like, and I'm not talking big talk because everybody knows I got a big heart. Like, I'm actually a little dude. I'm tall, but I'm a little dude. This is not about going to war with anybody. But let's stop acting like we always just got to be sheep. We, at some point, if you're not fighting it, legally, if you're not going down to the city council and fighting, if you're not doing letter writing campaigns, if you're not doing something, I don't know. And I've done a little bit of everything. Facts.
Why, Mike, why, outside of the beat in itself, why do you think, because this is not the first time I heard this theory, so I'm just asking, like, why do you think Tyree Nichols was targeted? Like, they set out to kill him? Is that what you mean by targeted? Like, they were looking for him that night? Like, what do you mean by targeted? Because I hear, that theory is out there a lot, that it was personal. So then it kind of it makes two things. So if that's what they keep saying. But the family said, from what I heard, the family dispelled that rumor about dating the person. And I don't think there's no girlfriend. I don't think she would have been able to stay hidden this long. I don't think if he worked with a girl at FedEx who was this cop's girlfriend that he killed them over. Like, everyone says that, but nobody has a name or nothing. This case is too big. There's no way that girl would have been able to stay hidden. If think about it, she's the center of the biggest police brutality case since George Floyd. How would that girl be able to remain anonymous? If you know where she works, FedEx, then if you know where she works, you're going to be able to find out where she lives. And then, like, her picture would have eventually made it to the media. There's no way that girl would have been able to hide. I don't think. Could be totally wrong, but I don't think she would have been able to stay hidden this long. Nobody know her name. It's just, oh, this girl. I heard this girl. They would have known her name. They would have had her address. They would have had the cameras in her face. Think about it. You the center. You the reason a cop killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? And your name is not known. I don't believe those stories. Not at all.
I mean, I know we gotta.
The cop did take pictures. They did. They said he sent it to 5 people. Now, one of them was a female acquaintance, and they said that didn't work for the police department. So I don't know. Maybe there is some type of thing there, or whatever. It's just hard to. It's just hard for me to see that a month later nobody knows the name of the girl or whatever, and this and that. Nobody's seen a picture of her. I don't. There may be an underlying personal story. I'm not saying that, but that FedEx dating the girlfriend, I don't think that's it.
Well, the father said that wasn't true, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to close this out, because we're gonna have to, shut down soon. Even though like we're having a great conversation, we had a hour and 15 cap tonight. I want to say this, when people say fight strategically, there are a lot of people right now that are doing all kinds of things to have some type of economic sanctions to go against officers. There's people downtown at city councils all over the world, all over America, excuse me, just trying and trying and trying and trying. You have a lot of civil activists and people and everybody's trying. But ultimately, that culture that exists, that thing predates, it doesn't predate slavery. It's actually a part of the slavery system. And it's worth a lot of money. So it actually works for what it's worth. But the collateral damage is us. The collateral damage is us. And all I'm saying is like, it's a damned if we do. I think Tia wrote it, damned if we do, damned if we don't situation. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not fighting, I hope that you're fighting in some way. So whether that's, letter writing to the senators, marching when you have to, and with action after, using your voice, because, that's the type of stuff that I do. That's the type of stuff that I try to do to fight. But I'm always it's not even like the fear. It's the reality for me that I could go out tonight and I can go to the gas station and go to Sheetz and just get a bottle of water, if I don't have it. And literally not do anything. And I know I can die. I know I can get killed. So I'm sick of not anybody on this thread, but I'm just sick of the simplicity of killing Black men, Black women, poor whites, Latinos. I'm sick of it. Because that to me is going to only help empower something we all know is wrong. So if we all know is wrong, what are you doing? So okay, that's fine. We don't have to physically fist fight. And we don't have to pull out no guns and we ain't got to shoot and all. What are you doing? Like literally, what are you doing? The only time a lot of people get upset and everything is when something bad happens. What about the times when it's always happening, unfortunately? It's really sad to say that. But what are you doing? So that's where my head is at with this. There's a lot of comments down here, and we're about to wind it down. And I want to wind it down more positively by saying this. The only people I've ever called out as far as cops, once I got a little older, is the bad ones. At one time I called them all out. So now I'm calling out the bad ones, but I don't see the good ones doing enough. So should I just call them all out again? I don't know what to do. But as of now, I call out the bad ones. And that's it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff popping up here, man. I hear you, Charles. I know we gotta shut it down.
Yeah, I gotta get ready, get out of here like 10 after 10.
Listen. If you all want us to recap some of this and go into and have a recap, if y'all could just type in the bottom like recap, and then we'll, or yes, and then we can come back and sort of revisit this and maybe even see if we can get an officer to come up here and talk to us. We got a brother that unfortunately that lost his brother. His brother was murdered by the cops, and he's been willing to come and talk. Maybe we can bring him on and have him share his experience, and maybe we could talk about solutions.
Yo, but I would love to have. I got a couple of friends that's a cop too. You actually just made me think about something. I would love to have a cop come up and explain like what goes on in the like the locker room and like when like just the whole vibe. See, and that's what I was saying about the inner things, like when I was talking about the cop's family, the part of the stories you don't never hear. Because like you said, I don't think every cop is bad either. Like I don't think every white person is racist. But
I don't know.
yo, like what is that locker room? Like, yo, just imagine you a cop, right? And like I said, I have a friend that's a cop, man. I remember this dude was a good dude his entire life, man. Church dude, everything, man. A good man, good person as a kid, and a good man as an adult. And and it's like, I would bet everything that he wouldn't treat nobody like that because of what type of human he is. You know what I'm saying? But I just be wondering, like, yo, what is that? So let's say there's not an immediate arrest, which there normally isn't, and everything. Yo, what is that locker room like to a cop who ain't doing that type of stuff? Like, yo, damn, kid, like, what did you just do out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the dude can't talk too much, but it's just like, there's a whole lot of emotion there, man, that like unsaid stories. Like, what about those whole rest of the force and those members that don't agree with, like, what about the black cops in Memphis who are looking at them black cops like, yo, what the was y'all doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, to your point, every cop, I don't believe every cop's in agreement with what happened.
Not at
So
all.
it's like,
Not at all.
it's like, yo, what does that locker room become like? Well, them, it ain't gonna become like nothing because they arrested them immediately. But imagine the dude where it take 9 months to see the tape, and he's still working on the force, and you sitting there like, so imagine you a black cop, let's just say, and you ain't that type of cop, and there's some white cop not suspended or suspended with pay, and then maybe that might come 6 months down the line when they finally decide to release the video. What is it like to keep going to work every day knowing like, yo, kid, I'm a cop, like you a cop, but yo, you just beat and killed the dude, man, and like nothing is happening to you. Like, yo, there's all like you gotta imagine or try to think like, what are those conversations like? What are those feelings like? Because if you honestly believe that every cop in there ain't a bad cop that would do some shit like that, then it has to affect them on some level too. Like, yo, I come to work every day, man, and this dude killed the dude, man, the other day. And it's like, yo, and I don't agree with that. What he did was wrong. Like, yo, he killed somebody's kid and he's hiding in this locker room behind it. What kind of thing is that? But, yo, there's a lot of stories out there, man.
We have one recap up there, so we'll definitely revisit it. And what I'll try to do is see if we can personally reach out to some of you all to let you all know when we're going to do the recap. A lot of times we just go live. Charles got to bounce. We're going to shut it down.
Yes, sir. Got to get up out of here. Yo, you know what happened the other day real quick? Yo, son.
Charles, are you serious? Charles, are you serious? I'm asking, are you serious, Charles?
No, this ain't about the show. This is this ain't about none of the topics we was talking about.
But you still got to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this real quick though. With the car driving, this what made me think of it because I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here.
Come back to
and everything, right? But yo, son,
thank you, bro.
I was driving the other night, and yo, I was coming up the parkway in the left lane, north, and another car was coming down in the south. And yo, I don't know what caught my eyes, man, but it was like the headlights just seemed wild. Like they were almost like they were shaking, like a bicycle. And I was looking and I was like, yo, what the hell is going on, man? Because I know this car ain't coming down in my lane. You know how the lights get. Yo, son, you know that car lost control. It was in the southbound lane in the left lane. I was in the northbound lane in the left lane. You know that car lost control and hit the fucking guardrail, and all of the debris from that shit flew in front of my car in the other lane, and it hit the guardrail and kicked back the other way. Yo, I caught that whole joint on my dash cam, man. And I was like, yo, and I was trying to look at it on the dash cam. I really need to take the thing out and put it on my computer to see how crazy it really looked in real time. But Yeah, that shit was crazy, kid. I was like, yo, imagine if that car would have flipped over that guardrail and came into my lane, kid. Yeah, yo, because the debris from when it hit the front fender, it all flew into the left lane. And yo, I literally yelled. I was like, oh shit, and everything. I had to like swerve a little to dodge the debris. And I was like, oh, yo, that was crazy, kid. I was like, yo, that joint was crazy. And I caught that joint on my camera too, man. And I was like, yo, this shit was crazy. This car could have flipped into my lane. But thankfully it didn't. So I got to hit this parkway again.
Yeah, bro. You
About
just
to hit this parkway again. And yeah, I got to get ready to go downtown, man.
Well, on a brighter note, everybody, even though he just told that story, he said that the person survived. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, they did. It didn't look like an accident they died in.
Oh, okay, man. Whew.
Yeah.
Come on, Charles. You're just taking us somewhere else, and we trying to.
Nah.
You know.
More life, as they say.
More life, Jolo says. Listen,
yes.
Curtis, Deidre, Tia, Mike, Tashira. There's a few other people. Tempest, Regine, Jocko, John Champion was up in the building. Darn it, man. I miss John tonight. Let's see who else was up in here. Kristen. I spoke Curtis. You know, if I missed anybody, listen. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I'm rushing because of this guy. Patrina, what's up? I didn't know Patrina was watching. What's good? Y'all breathe easy and step lightly. Listen, much love and respect to all of you all. Thank you all for everything. Thank you for chiming in and hanging out with us. It means a lot. We're going to let Charles get on downtown and drive safe and away from debris and people and not be seeing lights that he thinks is UFOs at ground level. Laurie said, what up?
Yeah.
Laurie said, what's up?
What up, Laurie? Chilling.
Hello. No.
Yes.
So,
all right. We'll be back. Who knows, man? Whenever we really like talking.
Let's try for a recap. Let's double up, man.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, maybe yeah, tomorrow. Now Friday.
Yeah. Bye, Charles.
Yeah. All right.
Bye, Charles.
Yeah, I'm trying. All right, yo, everybody be good. Dev, I'm gonna holler at you, kid. Let me get myself together and go hit this road real quick.
Respect, bro. Peace.
All right, peace.